Welcome back to the channel. We're about to take you along on a multi-part series of how to install one of the sickest mods you can do to your rig, a solid axle swap from 4Wheel Underground on your 3rd generation Toyota 4Runner.
Siéntelo. 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 Águila del monte será. Se le oyen las voces como el pavo real. Se le oyen las voces como el pavo real. Se le oyen las voces como el pavo real. Águilas del monte. Águilas del monte. Águilas del monte.
In this first episode, we are going to discuss what a solid axle swap is, why Chris went with the 4Wheel Underground kit, and other considerations that you need to make before embarking on a mod of this magnitude. So let's get going on this sickest of sick mods you can do to your rig. So Chris, can you tell the viewing audience what a solid axle swap is, also known as a SAS?
So a solid axle swap is when you remove all your stock independent front suspension components off of your vehicle and replace it with a solid axle. And in the next episode, we're going to show you all the components that I had to cut off of my 4Runner.
So Chris, tell us about your research for this project and why you eventually chose the 4Wheel Underground kit.
The reason I decided to go with the 4Wheel Underground kit is because Brian from 4Wheel Underground has spent a lot of time developing these kits, and he's taken a lot of the guesswork out of trying to figure out all the stuff that goes into a solid axle swap, like the geometry for the links, the mounting for the coilovers, even some of the steering components. He's figured all of it out for the front and rear axles. Ultimately, this could save me time and money, because when you're figuring out link geometry for suspension like this, there's a lot of trial and error, and you're going to be installing things and cutting them off and reinstalling them over and over to get it just right. So by going with this kit, it's going to eliminate a lot of headaches. So 4Wheel Underground has developed a lot of kits for just about every Toyota that you want to modify. He offers front and rear kits based on which axles that you want to use. And one example is Snowbound Customs. He installed Brian's cantilever kit and 3-link in the rear of his truck while maintaining an independent front suspension long travel kit in the front. So check out 4Wheel Underground's website so you can see what suspension kit might be right for you.
So Chris, why did you decide to do a solid axle swap, and what are some of the things people should think about before embarking on this size of a project?
So there's a couple reasons I decided to do this mod. One of the main reasons that I decided to do this is because I've kind of reached the limit of doing mods on my independent front suspension. There's not really much more that I could have done besides long travel. So it was between long travel and solid axle swaps, which kind of led me to the next question, which is what kind of off-roading do I enjoy doing? And I'd say I mostly prefer rock crawling in the mountains, and honestly that's what's the closest to me as well. So this mod is going to allow me to run bigger tires and have much more durable components than any independent front suspension components could offer me. So some main considerations before jumping into a project like this is your vehicle compatibility, your budget, your space, and your skill level. So this is my first time doing this. We're gonna bring you along and we're gonna show you all the mistakes and all of the successes that we make along the way. Projects like this are doable by your DIY enthusiast, but they do require a lot of thought and a lot of research. And that's part of the reason why I went with the 4Wheel Underground kit, is because It would require a lot more knowledge and a lot more research and time and money to get to the point where he's gotten developing his kits. It's just going to eliminate so much of the guesswork and headaches and make this process a lot easier and more streamlined.
Let's take a look at the axles you chose and also some of the other components you have on hand to get ready for this swap.
So these axles came off of a 2011 Ford F-250 Super Duty. One of the main considerations you need to think about when choosing a front axle is where the transfer case front output is and getting an axle that matches that. For a 3rd gen 4Runner like mine, it's on the driver's side, and same with most newer Toyotas. For older Toyotas, such as pickups and previous generation 4Runners, it's on the passenger side. So a Super Duty axle might not be right for those applications. So in a nutshell, these are one of the strongest axles that is easily sourced and swapped into a 4Runner like mine. And that's why I decided to go with these axles. These things are going to be unbreakable. And taking a look at the rear axle, you'll notice we already started cutting some brackets off and prepping it for the 4Wheel Underground 3-link kit and cantilever kit. And lastly, the kit that I got from 4Wheel Underground was specifically designed around this front axle and a 3rd generation 4Runner. There's a lot of other axle options that you can use besides these. You can get custom axle housings with drop-in Land Cruiser FJ80 center sections. You can get an 8-inch Toyota center section. You can get even a Ford 9-inch center section. The sky is pretty much the limit when it comes to getting axles for your vehicle. One of the other main considerations when I was choosing this axle was the tire size and weight of my vehicle. I'm probably going to run 42-inch tires, so ultimately a Toyota axle might not really hold up that well to a tire size that large. So there's numerous factors to consider when choosing the right axle for your vehicle. So there's a lot of other components in addition to the axles that you're going to need to complete your solid axle swap. One of the things you need is a steering gear out of an older Toyota, and I got this one from Redhead Steering Gears. It comes tapped with hydro assist ports, so you can turn 40 and 42-inch tires a little bit easier. So speaking of bigger tires, you're going to need something to mount those tires on. And I got these sick Method 703 bead grips with that 20% Timmy the Toolman discount that you can find in the video description below. And here's some of the other steering components that I got to help turn those 40-inch tires. We have an inline cooler and a steering pump, and here's the reservoir, and here's the filter housing, and this is the hydraulic ram. And so here's some brackets that you need to complete the kit, and also the power steering pump pulley. And you're gonna need a lot of these little fittings to kind of complete this kit as well. And this is one of the final steering components that I got for my swap. So that's a firewall steering plate and a steering shaft with a couple universal joints. And to help me stop those big tires, I got this brake kit from Busted Knuckle Off-Road. I got these 6-piston Willwood calipers for the front, and it came with some brackets to attach to the 05 and up Super Duty front axle. And for the rear calipers, I got some 4-piston Willwood brakes from the same company, and they came with weld-on brackets for my Sterling 10.5. I also had to pick up a proportioning valve so that I could properly adjust the rear brake setup. And this is the 2-piece rotor with the top hat, and that's for both the front and the rear axles. And these kits are going to help me save almost 100 pounds per axle because the stock brake setup on these axles are really heavy, and they're made out of cast iron and thick steel. And the calipers that I got are made out of aluminum, which will really reduce the weight on these axles. And to complete my brake setup, I got a Toyota to Chevy Master Cylinder adapter from WFO Concepts. I also got a 4-bolt brake booster from a T100 or older Toyota pickup because you need the 4 bolts to use the WFO adapter for the Chevy Master Cylinder. And I also picked up this 1-ton Chevy Master Cylinder. It's the one that WFO recommends on their website. So check out the video description because we're going to give you links to all the parts that we're showing. And to make more room for up travel on the front axle, I got this T100 oil pan kit from Trail Gear. And it came with the oil pan and the pickup tube to give the pumpkin more clearance so it doesn't hit the oil pan. So I got 538 gears for both of my front and rear axles. This set's from Revolution Gear for the rear axle. It's actually the only company that makes this set of gears for this axle. I got the master rebuild kits for both the front and rear axles as well. And then lastly, I got Yukon zip lockers so that I could have selectable air lockers on the trail. And here's some other miscellaneous stuff that we got for rebuilding the axles that we're going to show you in a future video, like bearings and races and seals. And to tuck my radiator up into the frame rails, I got this Champion radiator from optoffroad.com. He sells it with his new skid plate kit, but it also benefits a solid axle swap because it'll tuck the bottom of the radiator above the frame rails, which also gives you a better approach angle in the front. So throughout this series, we're going to share with you the cost of all these components that go into this, and we're going to add it up all at the end and give you a cost breakdown in one of the final episodes. So be sure to subscribe and follow along this journey. And if you don't want to miss out on any episodes, click that notification bell below. So in summary, we're excited to bring you guys along on solid axle swapping my 3rd generation Toyota 4Runner.
So Chris, can you tell the viewing audience what a single axle swap
What's
is?
a single axle swap?
I always say that. I don't know.
It's just one axle?
Yeah.
What's a
I don't know
single
why
axle?
I keep on saying that. A single axle. It's called the fucking unicycle mod. Gotta get the smile off my face. Okay, ready?
Yeah.